Brianna and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about my experience taking the 2020 AP exams. So first of all, I need you to hit that subscribe button and that like button for just like a quick second, and then we can get started. If that's okay with you? Is that cool? Okay, just hit it. Thank you. Okay, so the 2020 AP exams were not as bad as I thought they were going to be. As you all know, it was FRQs, only 2 questions for some subjects. For lit though, it was just 1 essay. So I took 4, and I took the AP Government, the AP Literature, the AP Calculus, and I'm going to take the AP Bio tomorrow. And guys, I was so stressed out, so worried that I was going to do terrible on every single one that I was going to take. And it turns out I think I did fine, because the questions, they weren't extremely difficult. You know, they didn't throw at me a bunch of random nonsense that they usually do. So I was really, really grateful for that. And I don't know, I got through the questions efficiently, and I was able to think clearly. Granted, the fact that they give us 30 minutes before to even sign into the exam, that added on to my stress, definitely, because I'm sitting there walking around my house for 20 minutes just scared out of my mind about what questions I'm going to get. And it was just so much pressure on me. And then I actually finally started, and I was talking to myself, yes, during the test, but talking to myself, and as I got through it, I was like, okay, this is not that bad, you can calm down now. So I calmed down and I got through it, and I was so proud of myself. I was so proud of myself that I didn't cry and break down in the middle of the exam. And I finished, and I didn't have to, do a retake in June. I'm so happy for that. So I'm really, really optimistic about tomorrow, because I didn't experience that much stress. For AP Gov, the questions were super fair. I tried to keep my answers as simple as possible, which is always the way to go with government. Just keep your answers to the point and simple. It's not like APUSH where you have to, contextualize and synthesize and all that stuff that everybody hates to hear. So Gov was good in that sense that it was fair questions. There was a lot of time for me to complete the questions, so I wasn't too stressed out during that. And then for calculus, the only pressure that came during the calculus test was the fact that since I can't do math on the computer, I had to write it out, and I had to take a picture of my answers and then airdrop it to my laptop. And then I had to memorize the number underneath the picture, because I had to take like 4 different pictures because I made a mistake the first time. And then the pressure of that and seeing the clock, like the clock was red and the time was counting down, and in my head the time was going way faster than it should have. I was like, okay, 5 minutes is not that fast. You need to stop. What are you doing? So the pressure was on when I was trying to submit my answers for the AP Calculus exam. Taking a picture, that had me shaking. And some people told me that they had like 1 second left to submit their answers. I said, I could never. I would pass out. That is way too much pressure to put on a person. Oh my goodness. So that was the only part that was like, ooh, when that clock turned red, it was like the concept of time was just thrown out the window, and it was just going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I said, no, you're being extra. And then for the lit exam, it was just 1 essay, and it was like something about, I don't know, some complex, whatever. I'm not gonna tell you guys the prompt, but the prompt was not difficult for me to understand. It wasn't difficult for me to, interpret and figure out what I was saying. But the only thing was, I finished the essay 20 minutes in advance. I looked at the clock and it said 20 minutes. I said, no, that's wrong. I did something wrong. So I went back, read over my essay, did a lot of proofreading, and then I went back into the prompt and did a deep dive of the prompt, right? I picked it apart. And then I saw that there was a part of the prompt that I never addressed. So I said, okay, that makes so much sense. So I addressed that part of the prompt and kept going over and making sure that everything was connecting and intertwining the way it was supposed to. And I even had time for a conclusion. So I think that with the new AP exams being at home, the reason the pressure wasn't that intense on me is because I was in an environment where I was comfortable, I wasn't in a cold, sterile room with proctors who had no idea what they were doing and proctors who thought that they were the AP teachers. I wasn't around that I was not in that environment. So I think that also is what contributed to me not being so stressed out and not crying and not shaking the entire time I was typing. So I was so relieved when I finished all 3 of those exams without breaking down, without any panic attacks. And looking back, I think that I accomplished something pretty good. I mean, I know I've taken AP tests before, but it's just every time I have to take some type of standardized testing, some testing that I think is going to impact me in the future in some way, I get really nervous, which is expected, right? And I'm just so happy, guys. I'm just so happy that I got through it. I'm just so happy. So yeah, I have my bio test tomorrow. Oof. I don't know how that's gonna be. I would pause this video right here, take the test tomorrow and come back and then tell y'all, but I really don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here real quickly and tell you guys about my AP experience 2020. You know, hashtag graduate together, guys. But yes, that's what I wanted to do because I just wanted to share my experience with anybody else who might have been feeling the same way, or anybody else who hasn't taken their test yet and wanted to know what it was like. So thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you like this kind of content, then click subscribe, like it, comment below, and you know, click my channel because I have a lot of other content like this one, you know, AP related, high school related. If you guys like my hair even, you know, I have content on that too. You know, your girl is over here doing things, doing a multitude of things, okay, a variety, plethora. I'm the jack of all tricks, okay.